So for a lot of people, this is what it's gonna start to look like. I'll hide my face cam for now just so you can see. But yeah, you have the like count, which is already, you know, rounded to the nearest 1,000. And then it just says dislike. That's what it shows up as. And YouTube posted a video 2 hours ago with Matt Covell, who is the creator liaison. And if you don't know, he is essentially the guy who he was a YouTuber himself, but now he's the guy that communicates updates on the YouTube Creators channel, on the Creator Insider channel. And you can also find him on Twitter just talking about like changes happening to YouTube and stuff. If they remove the dislike counter, maybe they're about to release the next YouTube Rewind. Someone actually posted this and I thought it was pretty sad actually, but they were like, the neutral response video is not gonna work anymore. So you know this video that is from Futurama. Oh crap, I didn't mean to press that. I meant to pause the music. So this video.
Feelings one way, I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
So, you know, it doesn't work as well since YouTube abbreviated the likes and dislikes. But if you hover on the bar, you can see the actual number. So let me zoom in like crazy right now. Okay. And then if I hover on the bar, we can see that it's actually not balanced. It's not balanced. You know, 549,946 versus 549,942. I feel like this has been harder to balance since they abbreviated it, simply because people don't know that they can put their mouse over the bar and see the exact number. Unbalanced like my love life, bruh. A website will show up displaying the count in no time to keep it balanced. Well, Reese, here's the thing, right? So you know how YouTube stopped... You can even see on the subscriber count of this channel. Let me hide the chat real quick. You know how YouTube stopped showing the full subscriber count and they started abbreviating it, similar to what they did to likes. What that did was they also blocked the API to external websites like Social Blade, so they could no longer do the live counts. And I feel like it's going to be a similar thing where the number isn't even going to be accessible to external websites anymore, which would be quite interesting because there is an extension on YouTube. I don't know if any of you guys have it. I personally don't have it, but there is an extension on YouTube where when you go to a video and you look at the thumbnail of the video, let me go to a video that I've started watching. Okay, yeah. So if you go to a video and you look at the thumbnail of the video, you see how it has... I have to hide my face cam again. You see how it has the red progress bar to see how much you've watched? That would be replaced with a ratio showing the likes to dislikes. So I think that, you know, that probably won't work anymore. We're saying there is always a way. Maybe, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. The fact they're doing this as YouTube Rewind 2018's third anniversary is approaching. I should probably play the video. I have watched it myself, but I think it'd be interesting for you guys to see as well.
Hey folks, you may have seen a while back that YouTube announced it was experimenting with making dislike counts private to only the creator of the video. Now, if you're like me, you were surprised by that. I mean...
So what that means is that in the studio dashboard as a creator, you'll be able to see the number of dislikes still, but no one else will be able to see it.
I've always thought seeing the number of dislikes on a video helps us know as viewers if it's a good video or not, if it's a helpful tutorial or not, or if what a creator is saying in their video is generally agreed with or not. But unfortunately, research teams at YouTube have found there's this whole other use for disliking a video that I had never experienced.
He mentioned something which I consider personally to be the most useful part of the dislike button. He mentioned tutorials. So as a person who edits video, a lot of the time I just want the best video that's going to give me the information I need. And one of the ways to quickly tell whether a video is going to be helpful is by looking at the like to dislike ratio and being like, okay, good tutorial, rubbish tutorial, depending on the ratio of likes or dislikes. So, you know, that was, for me, was like the main reason to not get rid of it. Aside from that, you know, the dislike button doesn't mean much. I guess the only other thing, it's a part of the YouTube culture, you know? It's a part of the YouTube culture in a way. So removing it is a part of kind of changing the culture of YouTube. But let's continue on. Let's see what they're gonna say. Wait, I bet they're going to give some dumb mental health excuse. I wouldn't say a mental health excuse would be dumb. If it's still visible, the creator is still going to hurt. It's still going to hurt. Oh wait, if it's still visible to the creator, it's still going to hurt their mental health. You know what? We can discuss that further afterwards. Trey saying, yeah, Simi, but fam. Or yeah, but Simi fam, I'd leave the dislike and give you a reason as to why I disliked it, and give a constructive reason as to why. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fair, Trey. I mean, that's not always necessary. I think you can just dislike a video and not say why. I mean, that's totally okay, in my opinion. But yeah, like I get that as well. YouTube's videos to be rated like Letterboxd. Oh, you mean star ratings? I mean, YouTube started out with star ratings, right? So that would just be going back to their roots. There is a trend of people only disliking a video because it has a lot of dislikes and they want to be part of that dislike club. Oh, 100% Reese. Yeah, a lot of following the crowd happens with that. A lot of that happens, true. But yeah, let's keep going. Let's see what he says.
As a creator, and you may not have either. Apparently, groups of viewers are targeting a video's dislike button to drive up the count, turning it into something like a game with a visible scoreboard. And it's usually just because they don't like the creator or what they stand for. That's a big problem when half of YouTube's mission is to give everyone a voice. So earlier in 2021, YouTube experimented with making the public dislike count private to see if it would help reduce these coordinated dislike attacks across the platform.
So yeah, the main reason they're giving is to prevent the dislike bombing, dislike attacks. And, you know, I can understand how like getting dislike bombed. I've personally never experienced that. I have videos on my channel that have, you know, more dislikes than usual, like maybe 10% dislikes, 15% dislikes. But I've never been dislike bombed. So I don't know what that experience is like. But I can imagine that, you know, it does feel like the whole world is against you. I totally understand the mental health reasoning for it. I will further say what I personally would have preferred. I will let this continue though. Dislike happens for a reason with effed up drama. Drama is a big reason why people dislike videos, for sure. No more 24k people were in Australia, so they clicked the dislike button by mistake jokes. That is true. We're not gonna have those jokes anymore. Oski, what's up? We see you in the chat. Yeah, it's fine. I get you. All right. So you're saying mental health reasonings aren't dumb. I didn't word that right. I just meant a bad reason related to it. Yeah. Don't worry. We get you.
Experimented with making the public dislike count private to see if it would help reduce these coordinated dislike attacks across the platform. And after analysis, they did see a reduction. So the update from YouTube is that the dislike button is staying.
Just quick second. I think that makes sense. You know, it's like Reese was saying, a lot of people only dislike a video because they see it has a lot of dislikes already. I mean, that's a huge reason why YouTube Rewind 2018 was as disliked as it was. It wasn't because, you know, was it 2018? Was it actually 2018? It actually was. That's crazy. Yeah. You know, listen, YouTube Rewind, it wasn't the best. To be frank, I can't really remember it that well. Was it the Will Smith one? I think it was. It wasn't that bad. I mean, Jesus. Like, my live reaction to it. Oh, no, that would have been on Facebook, and Facebook freaking deleted all my streams. Freaking Facebook or Meta or whatever. Yeah, Reese, I think it was the Campfire one. Yeah. But yeah, even my live reaction to it, I was like, I thought that was okay. I thought that was fine. It's not as good as the others have been, but it was fine. But yeah, a lot of people disliked it because it was getting a lot of dislikes. And it was a meme, you know? If YouTube has the most disliked video on YouTube, that would be really funny, right? But I imagine that happens for other smaller creators as well. And not even smaller creators, just other creators, you know, you can get that sort of dislike campaign going. So it makes sense that they would see a reduction by hiding the dislike count, because it's not fun anymore. You don't, like, you click dislike and you're not contributing to anything, you know? So it doesn't feel fun. YouTube Rewind 2018 was funny though, not gonna lie. The memes were legendary. It's true. It's true. Like, you can't deny the memes. You can't deny it. As Robert said, a lot of dislike reasons are dumb jokes which genuinely hurt a creator. It's a bit like doing fake negative Google Maps review. Right. Yeah, I get you. What solution? Only remove dislikes on my videos. They are perfect and all dislikes are false slander. Maybe you don't need a dislike button. Twitter doesn't have one and it's such a kind, friendly place over there. Reese, you're right. You know, that is the most wholesome community and they don't even have a dislike button. You know what? They need to take a page from your book, for real. For real. You're right about that.
Dislike counts will now be private. You can still dislike videos and that action will be used to tune your own recommendations, but you won't be able to see the dislike count. Only the creator can find it on the back end if they want. Now, a few common questions we saw from the initial.
So as a creator, you'll still be able to see the number of dislikes. And I did hear the argument, if the creator can still see the number of dislikes, wouldn't that still affect them? And yeah, I do think so. But I actually think a big part of it is knowing that other people are seeing it as well. A big part of embarrassment as an emotion isn't just having failed, so to speak, but other people seeing that you failed can also be a big contributing factor to a person's embarrassment, right? And, you know, there's a whole question of, well, is it YouTube's responsibility to stop people from feeling embarrassed? That's a whole other question, but just the whole idea of it, of what's the difference, I think that's the difference. I'm calling it now. Non-visible dislikes is going to bring ratioing to YouTube. Oh, do you think people are going to be like, use my comment as a dislike button? Oh crap, that's 100% gonna happen. That's 100% gonna happen. Oh crap, you're right, Reese. You're right, and that might even be worse, because then you're gonna get a bunch of comments like that. That is true, that is true.
Without a public dislike count, how can viewers tell if a video is worth watching? Again, I kind of had this question too, but it turns out that while viewers might use the dislike count to give them a sense of a video's worth, when the teams looked at the data across millions of viewers and videos in the experiment, they didn't see a noticeable difference in viewership, regardless of whether they could see the dislike count or not. In other words, it didn't really matter if a video had a lot of dislikes or not, they still watched.
All right, what I will say to this, right? It makes sense that most people don't base whether or not they're going to watch a video on the like to dislike ratio, except for certain things. For example, when I look at a tutorial and I see it has a lot of dislikes, I actually still watch it, but I just like click through and I see, oh, what is going on? I kind of do that with every tutorial anyway, though. I'll just click to the specific part of the tutorial I'm trying to see. When it comes to other videos, even if it has a lot of dislikes, if it's from a YouTuber that I regularly watch and it just happens to have a lot of dislikes, that would kind of make me more curious to watch the video. And if it's like some random video that has a lot of dislikes, sometimes I want to know why it has so many dislikes. You know, I feel like he's right in that the dislike ratio probably doesn't have a big impact on whether someone's likely to watch a video, except for something like a tutorial. Though I did just say as well, with tutorials, I already treat them completely differently in that I'm not trying to watch the whole thing, I'm just trying to watch specific things. Even a bad tutorial might clarify what I should search to get what I need. Exactly, Reese, that's true.
Next common question. If creators can still see the dislike count on the back end, how's that any different? They can see it if they look for it inside Studio Analytics under the Engagement tab. But overall, it's much less likely to cause stress and embarrassment if the count isn't visible to the public. And one more common question.
Okay, yeah. So he does mention, he says something and embarrassment. What's the first word? Stress?
Stress and embarrassment.
Stress. Okay, yeah. So it's the whole thing of, you know, when other people can see it, how does that make you feel?
If the count isn't visible to the public. And one more common question. Is this because YouTube Rewind got lots of dislikes? No. Although there are some teams internally who have learned the hard way what it feels like to get lots of dislikes. Now, this again is about protecting all.
Guys, they mentioned it. They mentioned YouTube Rewind.
Creators and making sure they have a chance to succeed and feel safe in doing so. All right, so that's the update. I hope it doesn't cause too much frustration. Honestly, I think you're going to get used to it pretty quickly, and keep in mind other platforms don't even have a dislike button. So consider that. Thank you, and I hope you're well.
Okay, yeah, so that's the video. He mentions, you know, other platforms don't even have a dislike button. I mean, that's true, but like YouTube isn't other platforms, so that's kind of the whole thing where I'm like, well, I mean, you know, it's not the same thing. One thing I will say is that already on YouTube Shorts and YouTube community posts and YouTube stories, they already don't show the number of dislikes. So the only thing left was standard YouTube videos. So that was the only other thing where they actually showed, or the only thing where they showed the number of dislikes. So in them removing it, it does make it more homogenous. But yeah, I just feel like it's a part of the culture. And you know, one thing I was thinking was, why not have it be an option? Just like you have the option to hide your like and dislike count. Like you can do that. You can just hide it completely. Why not have the option to hide only your dislikes as well for a specific video? Or you can set it as an upload default, so it would apply to all your videos. I wonder why they didn't go for that, and why they've just said no video on YouTube will have a public dislike count anymore. He's right. People will get used to it. Of course they will. People will get used to it. And it does seem like they've made up their mind about it. You know, YouTube has... I think YouTube has like gone back on things before, but it's not that frequent that happens. So I feel like they have decided to go ahead with this. You know, the comments aren't happy. You can already see the like to dislike ratio. I mean, this is, you know, this is literally why this exists. So that we can see how the community is reacting to things, and community isn't happy. Even though it seems pretty evenly split, this as a ratio traditionally means, nah, people aren't happy. Because for the most part, you expect a YouTube video to have like at least 90% likes. So if it has like 50 or over 50% dislikes, that means, people aren't happy. I remember when YouTube was built by weirdos and nerds and people who wanted to watch Tourette's guy, bum fights, and music videos that predated their own parents. It is sad to see the sanitized, astroturfed content currently pushed by the site through its priority system. And this is one more step in the wrong direction. Old school YouTubers for the win. All right. Listen, I understand what this person is saying. You know, they miss old YouTube, whatever. Listen, we can't deny that there are a multitude of ways in which YouTube is better today than it was years ago. I mean, a multitude of ways. But yeah, whenever I see a comment that's talking about, old YouTube was better, I always find it really funny. Yeah, this isn't a move I would have made. I wouldn't have made it. I understand the reasoning for it. And you know what? If they say that the data has found that the dislike button doesn't have a huge impact on viewers' decision to watch videos, then that's fair. I still would have made it an optional thing. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we will get used to it. Like we got used to literally everything on YouTube. It's been a long time since YouTube has majorly revamped its design. But do you guys remember, like, I feel like the design has been the same now since 2015, with some slight changes here and there. But do you guys remember when YouTube like would change its design and everyone would lose their mind? Just go freaking nuts. Like, oh my God, this is disgusting. And it's like, imagine if YouTube still looked the way it did back in 2007 or 2010 or 2012. It would look disgusting. It would look freaking disgusting. Yeah, I mean, that's the change. We're gonna see the fallout. I am curious to see if there are gonna be loads of videos complaining about this. Maybe not. Maybe it's not that big a deal. But maybe there will be. So we'll see.